Okay, today we have my exaggerated curved Chinese elm. And as you can see, since the last time I recorded and trimmed, it just exploded again. I didn't think it would explode quite that much the end of the year, but it did. I just wanted to basically give a little update on it for the end of the year. It's doing good. This cut, which was done when I originally bought it and did its original trimming and put it in this pot, is healing up nicely, except on this one side. I might have to re-wound it next year to get it to heal perfectly, but that was just way it was on the end, and it just didn't. I should have cleaned it up a little better. This one back here is almost completely healed up, but we will have to. I will be cutting where I cut this off that had that weird junt off to the one side and didn't look very good from certain angles. I will have to cut this back and it'll get re-wounded here again, but I figured I'd let this heal over first before I cut this off all the way to I thought maybe it'd be better for it. There's a wound here, it's healing up nicely. This one back here is healing up nicely. This is almost healed up back here. We have a couple up here that are healing nicely. This is not healing so great, but I didn't cut this. I don't know, it was either broke or it was cut off before I owned it. But it's right next to a branch. It's healing, but it's not healing quickly. This one up top is healing up pretty good. This one over here is healing up pretty good too. So this tree's, oh, and where I'd done the failed thread graft is healing over nicely, but I'm probably going to re-wound that anyways, and because I'm going to keep this branch and try the thread graft again. I'm wondering if maybe I didn't have a thick enough branch to do the thread graft. It wasn't hardened off enough when that's my problem. So I am going to try it with this one next year. In the spring I'm gonna, or whenever I gotta still find out if I can do it in the spring, or I want to wait a little bit in the year to start a thread graft. I'm not sure on that. I knew I could start them last year in the summer, but wasn't sure. I'm not sure on that. Now, I am going to cut all of these back. I'm not going to cut them back to where I want them for ramification. I'm just going to cut them back for the winter because they're long. They're awful long. Again, as I said in another video on the maples, it'll just make storing a little more of a hassle. So I'm just going to clip these all back to where, because these will be clipped back further, because I'll just clip them back to a couple. But I'll wait until next. This one I will not touch, because actually I want this one to maybe thicken up some more before I cut it off. That one won't be cut off. This one will. This one will. This one will. I'll take that one back to there. This one doesn't get touched because it's going to be a thread graft. And then we'll take that back to there. Oh yeah, and that one. So that compacts the tree just a little bit. I will get you in a little closer on some of this stuff here. There's just a closer look at the tree now that I've been clipped back. It just tidies it up a little bit, and it gets the branches out of the way, and I'm less likely to break any of the branches off and be worse for the tree in the long run. The other nice thing I found on this tree is I was worried this old wound that was already here, which is healing up nicely. I mean, it's healed up from up here, and I'm not worried about that. Over the years, it'll be just fine. I was worried that it wasn't healing, but I had marked it with a marker on the edge, and it's covered up over that, so it is still healing up nicely. I was worried I have to maybe re-wound the edge to heal it over better, because I do know sometimes old wounds will slow down or stop, and re-wounding, I've seen a bunch of times where re-wounding will continue the healing up better. You know, you just re-wound the edge of it, but it doesn't look like I have to do that, at least now on this. I may have to wound it down here, because of the way it was cut, it's not healing the greatest down here. I don't know if maybe I can find some live wood and get it to heal over down here, but it might heal over all right anyways. It's healing here and it's healing here, so it'll probably seal it up and it'll look fine when it's healed, but that'll take a while. It's still got a ways to go, but I have noticed it has healed quite a bit over this summer, so maybe a couple more years and it'll be almost healed over, I think. And as you can see up here, it's almost, I mean, well, it'd be hard maybe to see on the video, but up here it is like pretty much almost unnoticeable that it's healed. It's got a little bit of a line here, which I've dealt with trees. The healing gets better and better and less noticeable over years, so I'm not worried about it. It'll even that line does not detract from the tree, I don't think, that much. But that should heal over nicely, and because this will be the front of the tree, because not much for this is the front of the tree. That's just not a good look for it. This looks better. But I still, like I said, want to make this into a thread graft and put it here, because I would like a branch down. A branch down here would be nice. And just thread graft this and just let it grow as long as, let it grow for a long time, get a nice thick branch down there. Because I think the top looks pretty good. I think the top looks pretty good. Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't in focus on that. I forgot I was down further. But put this in here as a thread graft and just let it grow, because I need a branch here. But other than that, the top I think is pretty good. Let's make sure I got you. Yeah, the top looks pretty good right now. I don't think I need to add anything other than just maybe this. I do need a branch back here to fill in up here a little bit. Oh, I'm going to trim this branch off too. I didn't see this one. Just get that out of the way here. And like I said, in the spring, I don't know if I probably won't I'm probably not going to I don't know, I may. I don't think I'm going to, though, repot this one next spring. Just because I did, when I bought it, at the end, like, it was the middle of spring, end of spring, somewhere around there. When I bought it, I repotted it, did a major root pruning on it. So I don't think this will need root pruning next year. I think just let the roots grow. I took care of the roots. I think they'll be fine for another year. Let them develop. There's not a lot of roots to it. It needs roots. I may take it out and just try to work the roots a little bit, not a major root pruning, but I'm not sure yet. We'll figure that out in the spring. Now, I wasn't planning on bringing you an update of this tree this year again. We were probably going to just wait, I was going to wait until next spring to update you because I didn't think it would do much. I only bought it about a month ago or so, and but it's put out some new growth, which I'm just going to leave. There's nothing in the way of anything. I don't think it's going to be a problem, and I'll handle this in the spring. I did put some raffia on this branch out here because it shipped with a broken branch, and it was still looked like it could possibly heal over nicely if I wrapped it in some raffia. So I wrapped it, and I'll just leave that on there and see if it'll heal up. If not, then this will have to be the next thing. This will have to go be after this. But for now, we'll see what it does. The raffia's on there. It's nice and tight. It may heal over, it may not. If not, I'll have to try to get something to grow out to fix that. But the more I'm looking at this tree, the more I'm thinking I'm going to keep this tall. I was thinking about where it juts out like this to cut this off and make this the top of the tree. The more I view it from this angle here, I like the trunk, and the amount that comes out in the back is not bothering me as much as it was. So I think I will keep that, but it will be repotted next spring. It needs a repotting. This little pot dries out quite quick, this soil, and I'm sure, let's see if we can get it out. It's not root bound yet, but this stuff dries out very quickly. Let's get some of those branch leaves off. It does dry out quickly. I'll give you a rotate it around. I do like this tree a lot. And that back branch is growing on me, so I think it'll probably stay. It was another reason I didn't chop it off right away when I got it, because I wasn't sure if maybe it would grow on me and it wouldn't bother me. Initially it bothered me. I'm kind of getting there. I'm like halfway to liking it. So we'll see what I think by spring. I may hate it by spring, and it might go and we'll have a shorter tree, but it does need a lot. It does need some thickening up. I know that over the years. It will need to thicken up a little bit, but I do like it more or less. It needs to be put in a bigger pot and probably develop the roots. I'm sure it doesn't have the greatest root system on it. I could be wrong, but I'm gonna say no. I do think it's a different species, a little different variety than my other Chinese elm, because that one, all the new growth comes out the same as basically everything. It doesn't come out big. The new growth came out big on this. So I do believe this is a different variety, a little different variety than my other one. And the leaves are lighter on this tree, I noticed. And it seems to be changing quicker too. It seems to already be starting to change. The leaves are starting to look like they're starting to change on this. Or beginning to, and the other one doesn't show any signs of changing yet. We'll see. I still think it's a slightly different variety of Chinese elm, but I still like it. Something different than the other one. Different look. So that is all. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed, perhaps you could subscribe, like, and see you next time.